Hey guys, this is Rene, welcome back for another video. And today I want to talk a little bit about the range breakout EA that I trade in gold. And this one is performing like crazy in the last weeks, or more specific in the last 3 months, starting from the 30th of April 2024. I trade this strategy now, and you can see here it generated a profit of 7.5k. Total net profit, actually real money, and the profit factor is 2.45. So this is exceptionally good. So this was enough reason for me to question this performance and to wonder if this can be sustainable in the long run, or if this is just a super lucky punch. So if you're wondering, I'm referring, of course, to the live trading account that I do have here. This is my live trading account that I started trading with 15,000 euro some months ago. And this is now in profit by at around 10,000 euro in profit. And as I just showed before, most of the profits are coming actually from this specific chart here, which is the gold chart where I trade the range breakout expert advisor. So let's have a look at what was going on. And again, on my local PC, this is the performance of this specific symbol expert advisor combination. And these are all the trades starting from the 30th April 2024. So what I did next is I opened my MetaTrader 5 and I did the same tests that I did before I started trading this program in the live account, because obviously, I did some testing to have some sort of, I don't want to say security, because you never have security when it comes to performance that lays in the future. But of course, before you start trading something in a live account, you want to do the best possible due diligence, or the best possible test you can do, the best preparation you can do. And this is what I try to do by backtesting the program over the last 10 years with high quality data. So I tested it over the last years, and it generated a very good performance, which I can show you in the end of this video again. But first, to start off, I want to show you this actual performance from the 30th April 2024 up to the current point in time, which is around 3 months of time. So I had the exact same settings here in the strategy tester that I used in my live account, and these are the settings. So I'm trading or I simulate a 50,000 euro account. I risk 1%, which is 500 euro per trade. I have a SL percent of 1% of the current market price when the position is open. Then I use the range from 3 to 6 in the morning and I close the positions close before 7 p.m. And then I do maximum 1 buy, 1 sell trade, or a maximum of one trade per day. So essentially the first breakout. And yeah, you will understand how this strategy works in a second when I start the visual tests. And also I use a range filter. So I don't want to have the very small ranges and the very huge ranges. So I filter from 0.15% to 0.85%, so everything that is in between. And the percentage refers to, again, the current market price when the position is opened. And this is pretty much it. And yeah, the rest is just not having an effect on the actual performance. So if I start this in the visual mode, we can have a look at how this looks in the actual or when you actually trade this strategy using the expert advisor. It is a super easy expert advisor. I talked about this a lot on the channel already, but I will explain it again in this video so everyone is able to follow along. So you can see here the first trade was already executed, but we can see the range is created from 3:05 to 6:05 in the morning. Then we just take the highest point and the lowest point of this range, and then we just trade the breakout. Here we had the short breakout, which means that the stop loss is 1% above this level. As you can see here, these are 2,300 points, which is, of course, to be more specific, I would have to drag this a little bit more up. But yeah, you can see this is like 1% of the current price. And then there is no take profit. So I'm just waiting for this market to go strongly into one direction, hopefully into the breakout direction. And then the close will happen in the evening close to 7 p.m. And that's pretty much it. So this was the first trading day. Then this was the second trading day. So you can see first one was a winner, second one was a loser. And obviously not every trade can be a win. And this is what I want to show here. Also, you can see here, so far for this range, no trade was executed, and you can see the orders are still waiting for the execution. And now, it just waits for the first order to become executed, and then the second one will be cancelled. And that's it. Then the trade will stay open until the end of the day. No trade management, no nothing besides the stop loss. And you can see sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So in my live account, I barely lost. Pretty much every trade was a profit and a huge profit. This is why the 7K profit was generated. So if I speed this up now very quickly, so we can loop through the months that I trade here, and I can speed this up even more if I make this window a little bit smaller, then we can do some sort of comparison. And what I want to do is I want to verify if these live trading results, and these are actual results, so there's nothing anyone can say about this. This is what happened in a live account under real live trading conditions. So these are facts. But I want to compare this, like the net profit, the hit rate and everything, to the results from the tester. So let's have a look at this. So let's have a look at the tester, and we can go to the backtesting results here now. So you can see data has quite a good quality. Also, we can see the profit in the tester was 7,344. And again, in my live account, it was 7,450. So this is pretty spot on, I would say. And this is really, really good. So you can also see here, I start at the 30th April 2024. And in the tester, if we just go through the history, it's also the same date. So you can see I'm testing the exact same period. Now, what I also did, of course, is I compared the trades a bit. So we can see first trade in the tester was generating a profit of 670. Second one was creating a loss of 480. So I went ahead and compared this. And you can see the numbers here are pretty equal. It's usually a bit more or a bit less in the live account, but it should be around this ballpark if you compare the numbers. So next one is 430, then minus 480, and I just go ahead and compare some of these numbers. Let's say maybe just 10 or 20 trades. And if you compare this, you really get a good feeling of how spot on are the testing results. And here we can see they are actually really spot on. If I just go through some more of these trades, you can see there, of course, there are smaller differences, but they are smaller differences and not huge differences. And this is exactly what you want to see. So I could compare everything here. And we can see the last one here in the test was on the 7th August 2024. And I'm not sure if I had, the last trade also was on the 7th August, and this was in my live account a profit of 116, and in the test a profit of 117. So I don't want to go through every trade together with you here. I just want to make clear what my process is when I compare testing results to live trading results. So you might be wondering why I'm doing all of this. So I am doing this because, as I said, in the live account here, in this specific live account, I had an exceptionally good run. And sometimes this happens. But sometimes you also get an exceptionally bad run. And this is, or just in general, after a few months, what I like to do is compare my live trading results to the results in the strategy tester, because the results in the strategy tester were the actual reason for me to use this program in a live account in the first place. So it's very important for me that these numbers are really equal. So let's compare this again. So we figured out the net profit is very, very similar. So the profit factor here in my live account is 2.45. Let's go to the tester. It's 2.42. So you can see in my live account, the profit was actually a little bit better, which is great. Better like this than the other way around, right? And then we had a total of 61 trades in the tester. We had a total of 61 trades in the live account. So you can see everything's really, really, really similar. And let's maybe just compare the hit rate also. is 68% and 31 was lost. And this is also, these are the same numbers. So it's not always this similar, but I mean, if it's like this, it's the perfect scenario pretty much. This is exactly what you want to see. And this gives me a lot of confidence that the rest of the test, the long-term back test, could also be correct, and that this strategy could also be profitable in the long run. And this is the last thing that I want to show you here, is because I tested, of course, when I prepared this strategy, I did not only test the last few months, but I tested multiple years. Actually, I tested starting from 2013 onwards to the current point in time. So if I just do this long-term backtest now, we will see how this would have performed, like most likely in the past. Of course, a test, again, is never 100% accurate. It's never a prediction for the future, but it's, in my opinion, the best you can get. And this is why you should also, you should always do these kind of tests. So let's just wait until the test is finished, and then, let's talk about it. Okay, here we are. So this is the result of the test starting from 2013. And you can clearly see, most of the time in the past, it should have been very, very good. And especially this last block here, the last few months, were also exceptionally good. And this is also exactly the period where I trade this program. So you can see that even though my performance is very, very good in the live account, it was, of course, in one of the periods where the strategy generated a lot of profits. And it is not always like this. Definitely not. So something that people always think is that you can look at a performance of a program, of an expert advisor, and you just look at the last 3 or 4 months, and then people like to assume that this strategy is profitable or this will go on like this forever, but this is by no means the case. So you can see here there were long periods that were more or less sideways. There were longer periods that were negative also, or in this case, most of the time it was sideways, not so much negative. But yeah, so we can see that, yes, my performance is very, very good in the live account. And yes, it is matching with the strategy tester, which is super, super great. But of course, doing the long time back test again is putting everything into perspective a little bit. And for example, what I also did is I had to look at the total performance here, and we can see that the total, first of all, the profit factor, of course, here in the long-term backtest is a lot lower than it is in the period that I trade the account now and or the strategy now. So you can see in the long run, it will flatten out a bit, of course, and the profit factor will go down when I see the first sideways or negative periods. And this is absolutely normal. Also, I tested a period of, let's say, around 10 years. It's actually a bit more. And the overall profit in this whole period was close to 70,000. So if we just divide this 70,000 by, let's say, 10, to keep it simple, it's around 7,000 euro that I could, that historically would have been the profit of this program per year. And I saw this in a few months. So I picked a somewhat lucky period to start this program and just made the total profit of a whole year on average in just a matter of a few months. So I picked a good period. This is for sure, but also we can see in the long-term backtest, the strategy performed quite decent most of the time, and this is giving me a lot of confidence in the strategy. And of course, I will keep trading this for the next months also exactly like I did in the last few months. So just wanted to show you this process because, as I said, this is something that I do after a few months of live trading a new strategy, just to check if everything is in line and everything is fine. And for the range breakout EA in gold, so far I can say everything's great. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you also do these kind of tests? Is this helpful if I show it on the channel? And yeah, just drop a comment if you want to share your opinion. Thanks for watching. Have a great time. Good trades. Bye.